Jonathan T. of Robinson, Texas, sent in this viewer's choice. It's Amandus Polanus, his theological theses. This is the first of 3 episodes. Here's a picture of Polanus. He was a German by birth and studied at Tübingen, Basel, and Geneva. He eventually became professor of Old Testament at the University of Basel and also the dean of the faculty. He is most famous for his 3-volume Partitiones Theologicae and his Syntagma Theologiae Christianae, or his theological divisions and a summary or synopsis of Christian theology. This selection is from his Theses Theologicae de Sacramento Baptismi, section 1. Deus ante omnia tempora ecclesiam sibi elegit, et in tempora in perpetuum durdraturdram sibi collegit et genuit, quam Elius cum sit pater, ut dilectam filiam paterna curdra primum lacte, dende solido cibo nutrit et omnibus ornamentis, tiardris gemmis auro etc. adornat, quibus illam aspuriis et illegitimis discernat. Polanus begins, on the sacrament of baptism, God, before all ages, ante omnia tempora, chose for himself a church. Ante here is a preposition that takes always and only the accusative. It has 2 general meanings. It can be temporal, which it is here, or it can be spatial. He chose for himself a church, ecclesiam. He elected it, elegit, and in time, in perpetuum, forever, durdaturam sibi collegit, he gathered it to himself to endure, duraturam, forever. Now we must ask ourselves, why is duraturam feminine, singular, and accusative? The answer is close at hand. It is because it is modifying ecclesiam. So he chose it for himself, and in time he gathered it together, collegit, to himself, sibi, as something that would endure, duraturam, forever, in perpetuum. And this form duraturam is from a verb, and it is implicit. It has esse implicit with it. It's a participle, and it is a future active participle, that it would endure forever. So we see a nice parallelism here in Polanus's construction. The parallelism is as follows: ecclesiam, sibi, elegit, and then of course he does not repeat the noun ecclesiam. He just uses duraturam, sibi, collegit, and duraturam stands in for ecclesiam. And you can see he's using tempora here in 2 different ways, ante omnia tempora et in tempora. So 2 different understandings. He both collegit, gathered it to himself, and he begat it, genuit, he gave birth to it. This notion of genuit is going to be important for the next image he develops. Which church? Quam. The antecedent of quam is ecclesiam, and thus they are both feminine and singular. Which church of his? Because he is a father. Ut dilectam filiam paterna cura primum lacte. His dear daughter, dilectam filiam, with a fatherly care, at first by milk, then with solid food, dende solido cibo, he nourished, nutrit. So the object of nutrit is quam, which has as its antecedent ecclesiam. As a father, he nurtured or nursed his dear daughter with a fatherly care. This is the nursing father image. First with milk, lacte in the ablative, an ablative of means, then solido cibo, with solid food, another ablative of means. This one in the masculine, the first one in the neuter. We will conclude this sentence in the next episode.